This truck can climb a volcano, cross a river, pull a train, and go backwards almost as fast as it goes forward, which frankly is more than I can say for my last relationship. It's called the Unimog, and by the time we hit number 1, you'll wonder why nobody put this thing in a museum next to the moon landing. Let's get into it.
Fact number 20. Argentina built it too. Germany wasn't the only country making these things. Argentina got the license to build the Unimog back in 1968, making it the very first country outside of Germany allowed to produce it. And they kept the line running all the way until 1983. So if you ever run into an old-timer who worked construction in Argentina in the 70s, there's a decent chance he drove one of these. And an even better chance he'll tell you about it, whether you ask or not. Fact number 19. Built for the farm, not the army. Here's the twist most people get backwards. The Unimog wasn't born as a military machine. In 1948, it started life as a farm tractor. And even back then, the engineers did something nobody else in tractor design was doing. They gave it 4 wheels that were all the exact same size. Sounds simple, right? At the time, it was almost unheard of. Tractors back then had those huge rear wheels and small front ones, like they got dressed in the dark. This one didn't. Fact number 18. It can wade through a river like it's nothing. Because the sensitive parts of the engine and electronics are sealed off so well, a Unimog can drive straight through water up to about 3 feet deep, a full meter, without anyone bolting on a single snorkel or extra part first. No modifications. It just walks in and walks out the other side like it didn't even notice the river was there. Fact number 17. It can adjust its own tire pressure while you're driving. Some models let the driver lower or raise the tire pressure right from inside the cab on the move. Why would you want that? Drop the pressure and the tires spread out like snowshoes so the truck floats over sand or mud instead of sinking into it. Then air them back up once you're back on solid ground. No jack, no gauge, no getting out and swearing at a tire iron in the mud like the rest of us. Fact number 16. It won the Dakar Rally. This is the part that never adds up in people's heads. The Unimog is a heavy, slow, built-for-work truck. And yet, it has won the Dakar Rally, one of the most brutal off-road races on the planet, multiple times in the truck category. Slow and steady apparently does win the race. Somewhere, a tortoise is nodding along. Fact number 15. There was a cutout in the hood just so the driver could see. In 1992, the U90 model showed up with something strange under the hood. Literally. The engineers sliced an angled notch into the hood itself, tilted downward, so the driver could actually see the equipment being towed or pushed in front of the truck. It's a tiny detail, but it tells you how obsessed these engineers were with the driver actually being able to do the job. A refreshing concept, if you've ever tried to parallel park a modern pickup by faith alone. Fact number 14. There was a luxury version with a 130 decibel horn. In 1993, Mercedes rolled out something called the Unimog, metallic red paint, a genuinely nice interior, and a horn rated at 130 decibels, loud enough to hurt your ears at close range. It actually won an off-road vehicle award. Fact number 13. It holds an altitude world record. A Unimog once climbed a volcano called Ojos del Salado, all the way up to 6,694 meters. That's just under 22,000 feet above sea level. For comparison, that's higher than every mountain in the continental United States, and it did it on wheels. No ropes, no oxygen tanks, no guy in a headband saying we're almost there. Just wheels. Fact number 12. It's a portable power plant. There are power takeoff ports built right into the truck that let you run other equipment directly off the engine. Snowplows, wood saws, farm implements, you name it. It's less truck and more engine with a cab and wheels attached that happens to also drive around. Basically, the Swiss Army knife of vehicles, if Swiss Army knives weighed 4 tons. Fact number 11. Some military versions were built to be dropped from planes. Certain classic military Unimogs were engineered to survive being airdropped by parachute out of transport aircraft. Picture that for a second, a multi-ton work truck floating down under a parachute like it's cargo. Because in a lot of ways, that's exactly what it was. Somebody down there had a very stressful job description. Fact number 10. The first Unimog used a luxury car's engine. The very first Unimog didn't get some rugged, purpose-built truck engine. It ran the same diesel engine found in the Mercedes 170V, which, at the time, was a luxury passenger car. So underneath that farm-tough exterior was the heart of a fancy sedan. It's basically wearing a tuxedo under the overalls. Fact number 9. You could move the steering wheel from one side to the other. On some versions, the entire steering wheel and dashboard could be relocated from the left side of the cab to the right side in a matter of seconds. Not a factory rebuild, not a mechanic's afternoon. Seconds! Meanwhile, some of us are still trying to figure out how to move the seat forward in a rental car. Fact number 8. Its wheelbase matches railroad tracks. This one sounds made up, but it's real. The Unimog's wheel width was designed to match standard railroad gauge, and it could be fitted with metal wheels to pull train cars down the tracks. So this thing could, quite literally, be your farm tractor on Monday and your locomotive on Tuesday. Try putting that on a job application. Fact number 7. The frame twists up to 30 degrees on purpose. The frame isn't rigid like most trucks. Engineers built it to flex and twist up to 30 degrees so that all 4 wheels stay planted on the ground even on brutally uneven terrain. Most vehicles fight the ground. This one bends with it, which is more flexibility than most of us have had since high school gym class. Fact number 6. The axles sit above the wheel center, not in it. This is called a portal axle setup, and it's the reason these trucks have such insane ground clearance without needing comically oversized tires. Instead of the axle connecting at the center of the wheel like a normal vehicle, it connects up near the top. That extra geometry lifts the whole underside of the truck out of harm's way. No scraping over rocks, no "did we just lose the muffler" moment. Fact number 5. It can crawl at 0.08 kilometers per hour. Using a gear ratio of 3,000 to 1, certain Unimogs can move at roughly 0.08 kilometers per hour. That's not a typo. That's about 5 centimeters a second, slower than a sloth, slower than most things you could name. Why would you ever want that? Precision farm work, where creeping forward at a snail's pace is exactly the point. At that speed, you could get out, grab a coffee, and still beat it to the fence line. Fact number 4. It can reverse almost as fast as it goes forward. Because of how the transmission was designed, older Unimog models can drive in reverse at speeds close to their top forward speed. Most trucks crawl backwards. This one just turns around mentally and keeps going. The automotive version of someone who's just as confident going into an argument as coming out of one. Fact number 3. The original logo was a bull's head, not a star. Before Mercedes-Benz took over production in 1951, the Unimog didn't wear the 3-pointed star. Its original badge was a bull's head, with the horns curving to form the letter U. Somewhere along the way, that scrappy little bull got replaced by corporate branding. The same thing that happens to every band that gets popular enough to sign with a major label. Fact number 2. It was first built by a jewelry and silverware company. Because of restrictions in Germany right after World War II, the first Unimog models in 1948 weren't built by a truck manufacturer at all. They came out of a company called Erhard and Schoen, a business that made silverware and jewelry. Fact number 1. The name was just a note scribbled on a drawing. Unimog is short for Universal Motor Gerät, German for Universal Motor Device. And here's the part almost nobody knows. That name wasn't dreamed up in a boardroom or a marketing meeting. It was first written down as a casual note on an engineering drawing. Someone jotted it in the margins the way you'd scribble a grocery list, and it stuck for the next 8 decades. Not bad for a doodle.